Donald Trump and Joe Biden did not hold this asshole and the company Uber responsible for hiding this type of money. Now, that's when I think the American public or the worldwide public should take matters into their own hands. How can you invest and support a company that is dodging taxes to the tune of $6 billion in revenue by hiding it in 50 Dutch shell companies? Which president? I mean, why didn't Donald Trump, why didn't Joe Biden hold this company responsible, right? Why do they get off the hook and hide their money overseas and not pay into the system? That's what I want to know. I mean, just give me a very simple answer, Mr. Biden, Mr. Trump. Why do you not hold this company responsible, right? It's a shame. And the American public should not support this company. Uber used around 50 Dutch shell companies to help reduce its global tax burden. An Australian research group found. Thank you, Australian research group, for exposing these fools. Despite earning 5.8 billion in global revenue in 2019, Uber claimed a 4.5 billion loss for tax purposes. One research called Uber's alleged scheme the Champions League of tax avoidance, right? Should not happen, ladies and gentlemen. Uber has been using a complex tax shelter involving around 50 Dutch shell companies to reduce its global tax bill, according to recent research from the Center for International Corporate Tax Accountability and Research. In 2019, Uber claimed 4.5 billion in global operating losses, excluding the United States and China for tax purposes. In reality, it brought in 5.8 billion in operating revenue, according to SICTA, an Australia-based research group. Uber had previously disclosed details about its Dutch tax haven in 2019 when it moved its intellectual property from Bermuda to the Netherlands. But SICTA's research sheds more light on how the company has structured its network of shell companies. This is the Champions League of tax avoidance, SICTA principal analyst Jason Ward told Dutch news magazine De Groene Amsterdammer. Uber did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the story. Uber transferred its intellectual property through a $16 billion loan from one of its subsidiaries in Singapore that in turn owns one of Uber's Dutch shell companies, a maneuver that grants the company a 1 billion tax break for every year for the next 20 years, the researchers found. Put an end to that shit. Next president or this president or the former president should have put an end to this shit. Uber has supercharged their tax avoidance approach, Ward told Insider, using an intellectual property tax break to prevent future tax bills, returning it into a much more useful, viable tax structure in the Netherlands. SICTA also found several of Uber's Dutch subsidiaries hadn't submitted mandatory financial reports. No, Uber, we don't have to do that. And in India, Uber paid less than a third of the 6% tax the country imposes on multinational companies, according to the report. India is in desperate need of public revenue to help it combat COVID-19. Yet companies like Uber are able to avoid contributing to that effort through tax avoidance schemes, Ward told Insider. It's not just tax avoidance. It's avoiding PPE. It's avoiding paying drivers during the pandemic, essential drivers. It's avoiding healthcare. It's avoiding everything. And the American public should say stop. No, do not invest into a shyster company like this. Do not support a company like this. If you are a rider, really, you're still riding with this company after all this news that you hear, deactivate, delete your app. In Australia, SICTA found that Uber was underpaying its tax bill by 30.5 million Australian dollar. That's 39 Australian dollars, 30.5 million US dollars, according to Groene Amsterdammer. Uber's sophisticated efforts to achieve little or no tax burden on multi-billion dollar global revenues highlights a long-standing challenge governments face in enforcing tax compliance among wealthy corporations and individuals across borders. In response, some lawmakers around the world, including the United States, President Joe Biden, have lobbied for a global minimum tax and other measures to reduce tax avoidance. Just do it, man. Don't fucking talk about it. Do it. Which Tax Justice Network estimates cost governments $427 billion annually. Now, I do want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Curial, Anything Delivered. Go download the app, ladies and gentlemen. It's right at the bottom of the page. You can absolutely anything delivered. You get up to $30 an hour. Download the app. And then huge shout out to Display Ride. They do care about safety of the drivers. Make sure you look into this. The links are below and reach out to them. This is basically non-stop safety on board. All your trips are being filmed and uploaded into the cloud. So do leave a comment on that story, and please, the public, nationally and internationally, rally together. You cannot support a company of this nature. Thank you.